Hello and welcome to another Betfred Sports video right here in the Quest Media Network studio. Peter, before we delve into the Premier League action and the upcoming Champions League fixtures, we're just going to take a look at the local fixtures from the weekend. So, Curzon Ashton's journey in the FA Cup came to an end with a 4-0 defeat to Chesterfield at the Tameside Stadium. The Nash are back in National League North action this weekend and face a long trip to third place Spennymoor Town. In the NPL Premier Division, Stalybridge Celtic were beaten on home soil as Bamber Bridge ran out 2-1 winners at Bowerfold. Simon Howarth's side are 10th in the table and make the trip to 17th place Micklover on Saturday. Elsewhere, Ashton United came from behind and picked up a massive 3 points with a 2-1 victory over Nantwich Town at Hurst Cross. The Robins are third from bottom and face a tough trip to third place Bamber Bridge on Saturday. Hyde United tasted their fourth consecutive defeat with a 2-0 loss at Basford United. The result leaves the Tigers fourth from bottom. Jim Gannon's side are back in action on Tuesday night with a trip to Glossop North End in the Manchester Premier Cup first round. And in the NPL West, Mosley were held to a goalless draw by Clitheroe at Seal Park. The Lily Whites are also in action on Tuesday night and travel to Earlham in the Manchester Premier Cup first round. Well, we'll take a look now at the Premier League results over the weekend. So, Manchester United fell to a 4-2 defeat at Leicester City. Very disappointing for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men. But at the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City cruised to a 2-0 win over Burnley. Looking at that result, Peter, that was expected really, wasn't it?
Well, it was. I expected City to win by more than two. But you never know with Burnley. You don't know what sort of team they're going to rock up with. And they certainly got stuck into those superstars of Manchester City. We're missing some from the World Cup because of COVID restrictions. But you'd expect them to have won by more than two. I mean, that puts Burnley right back into the relegation dogfight. They're now third favourites to be relegated with Betfred. They're 8-11, so odds on there. Watford 8-15. And Norwich, the outright favourites, 1-5. Newcastle, I'm sure you'll mention in a bit, they're 2-1 to be relegated.
Brilliant stuff. Like I said then, Manchester United fall into that 4-2 defeat at the King Power Stadium. Peter, is the pressure now mounting on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Well, it's got to be. I mean, you'd expect better from Manchester United. They seem as if they're a team of globetrotters. They're just people who... like the Harlem Globetrotters, they're just lots of stars.
Yeah.
Who you do wonder whether they have a big say on whether they should play. You can imagine Harry Maguire saying, "I want to play," and he's clearly not fit.
Yeah, he's not fit.
He should have played like half the match or a quarter even, just to get himself back into it. He clearly wanted to play at Leicester, but it does seem like the players seem to have a say in what's going on. There was too many attacking players on the pitch.
Yeah.
And Matic is off the pace at the moment. It's almost like it's not the manager controlling that team. He's going to have to get a grip because otherwise he'll be out. And it's coming to that horrible time where the owners have to decide, do we trust this guy to spend in the January window?
Yeah.
And so they'll be thinking, is Solskjaer going to be here much longer? Are we going to stick with him? I mean, quite frankly, I hope they do, because you know these changes aren't doing anybody any good. But I think he needs to change his strategy and lean a bit more towards Mike Phelan and say, look, we're going to have to decide on our best 11 with the defensive midfielders in place. And if it upsets Mr. Pogba or even Fernandes, then do it.
Yeah.
You know, just change the team. And even Ronaldo isn't having the impact that he did at the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, United have drifted now to 33-1 for the title.
Yeah.
I mean, who'd have thought that?
Yeah. But there's no room for sentimentality in football. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a club legend, obviously, delivered that Champions League success for the Red Devils. But you've got to look at it now, as you said then, the January transfer window, can he be trusted to bring in the right kind of player? Is he the man that actually brings in the players, or is it someone behind the scenes?
Well, he'd have to be a brain of Britain. They need a defensive midfielder who's going to block the counter-attacking that United are going to face throughout the season. So, you know, there's Declan Rice is the obvious one, or Leeds Phillips, he's another one.
Yeah.
Those are the sort of players that they need. I mean, United 33-1 for the title at this stage of the season is unbelievable. I mean, Betfred have City at 10-11 favourites. Liverpool they're playing fantastic football with Salah in particular, arguably the world's greatest player at the moment on current form. They're 7-2.
Yeah.
And I think that's good value. That Chelsea ahead of them at 5-2. But the money, the value there is on Liverpool 7-2 for sure, because they are in form and potentially could win the title again.
Yeah.
United don't look like a title-winning team at all.
They don't even look like a mid-table team at the moment.
No, they don't. And it's no wonder that Betfred have them at 33-1. But if you think we're wrong, we'll get on it. 33-1. It's good value, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. But you just mentioned Pogba earlier. Paul Pogba came out after that game in his post-match interview and he said, something needs to change. But what is that, Paul Pogba? What needs to change? You can always come out after the game and say these kinds of things, but it's what you do on the pitch that matters.
Well, I noticed that the Manchester Evening News gave him 3 out of 10 in the marks, and that is no surprise to me. What needs to change is he needs to get on with it and start playing for United like he does for France, because he's a great player for France, yet he isn't doing it for United. And if he's got some great ideas about what needs to change, well, he's been there about 4 or 5 years, so let's get the message through to the manager. What does he think needs to change? It's taken him long enough. He's never been a perfect fit for United.
No. Well, Paul Pogba, it's time to practice what you preach. But as Peter said then, Liverpool flying high at the moment, absolutely walloped Watford at Vicarage Road in the early kick-off on Saturday. Roberto Firmino scoring that hat-trick. Mo Salah with arguably, or what could potentially be, the goal of the season already. Unreal goal.
It was. I mean, I had to see it 2 or 3 times on the replays to work out exactly what he did. But the way he got around those 3 or 4 defenders to get a shot off with such power was supreme. And his pass for the Mane first goal, that was absolutely
outside
excellent.
of the foot,
That was arguably the best moment of the game. It came after a few minutes, didn't it? But Mane didn't even have to break stride. It was easier for him to miss that than to score. It was so straightforward. Just hit it, and it will be a goal. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, as Peter said, if you do fancy Liverpool to reclaim the title, they are priced at 7-2 at the moment. But we're looking at the Champions League ties on Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday night, Peter, we've got Club Brugge taking on Manchester City. What are the odds looking like for this?
Well, Betfred have City 2-7, outright favourites for that. Club Brugge 9-1. And we've got Sterling and Jesus and Foden, all 9-2 to score the first goal. Kevin De Bruyne, back in his home country, 5-1 to score the first goal.
Excellent stuff. And then on Wednesday night, Manchester United back at Old Trafford taking on Atalanta. Peter, again, the odds for this, please?
Well, United again, their odds on 3-4 to win the game. Atalanta 7-2. If you think Ronaldo's going to get back scoring, he's 3-1 to score the first goal. Rashford, fantastic that he's back. He's 13-2 to score first. Sancho 9-1. Fernandes 8-1. Got the outright odds for the Champions League now. Betfred have City, Bayern Munich and PSG all co-favourites at 4-1. Liverpool again the value 15-2 to win the Champions League. Chelsea 8-1. United drift in again 11-1. And who would have thought that at this stage in the Champions League we've got Real Madrid 22-1.
Unheard of.
And Barcelona 40-1
to
win the Champions League.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, Peter, as usual, you've had a big winner at Betfred this week. A bricklayer has scooped £30,000. Tell us a bit about this.
Yeah, well, he did put £40 on for a treble on the Irish lottery. He picked the numbers 15, 16 and 25, and all 3 came out, which netted him 28,000 plus a £2 bonus for the bet in County Durham. And I was speaking to him only last night, and he's saying he's treating various people in his family, not his ex-wife, even though one of the numbers was his ex-wife's birthday, but he stuck with it.
There we go then. At least something paid off from the marriage.
He's going to buy, he's going to put the money towards a house, and he's going to go on a little holiday somewhere. And he says his current partner is going to buy some training shoes so she can run away from him. He's been a bricklayer for 40 odd years, and quite frankly, he deserves his good fortune.
Yeah, absolutely.
Working through all this horrible weather that we've got.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, enjoy your winnings, and that could be you if you are watching this video now. We've got a load of fixtures coming up, so let's just recap. On Tuesday, got Club Brugge taking on Manchester City in the Champions League, and then 24 hours later at Old Trafford, it's Manchester United hosting Atalanta. Well, it's been great speaking to you, Peter, and if you do fancy a flutter on any of the fixtures, Betfred stores are now open, but you can also bet online and via their app.